Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and today you are joining me for the start of the journey of a small Hetvesian cycling team from humble beginnings to the top of the world of cycling through hopefully winning the grand tours that the game has to offer. We are in the Cyclist tactics, which I'm of course the lead designer of, and we're going to have another delve into this latest version of the game, which is the 1.4, just released for the Steam Sports Festival. And let me show you what I have cooked up for this little Let's Play. Let's get into it. Alright, let's have a quick look at where we are going to go with our rider that we are creating. I think it is the meta build here, especially if you're doing a hard run, to start out with time trial, because that gives you those juicy extra 4 points of attack. And if we want to become a pro tour rider, then time trial is quite important. If we want to win all grand tours that there are to offer, then we probably also do want to have a little bit of flat skill, which comes in as you hit level 5 if you go into 2 time trial by then. That would, however, leave us with a little bit of lacking mountain skill, which a rider from Hetvesia certainly needs. So I'm thinking about this combo to start out with up to level 5, and then as we progress to level 8 later on, I'm probably going to drop another one into time trial to get us another little boost in attack points and, well, just make ourselves an all-rounder and excellent time trialist. Alright, sounds good? Of course, things would be easy if we were just going for that. No, we are going for hard mode. Hard mode with Altdorf Postal Services. Problem being that Altdorf Postal Services is a very local brand with a lot of heritage. And that means that they only want to see Hetvesian faces on the team, which limits our options ever so slightly. And starting the new career right there. And as I mentioned, we are going to go with these traits here. A little low on energy, I have to say, but that is the norm for a level 2 rider. Klaus Fuchs for riding for Altdorf Postal Services. And they are, of course, in Hetvesia. We can't forget about that. We are only allowed to hire Hetvesian riders, and they probably want us to also race most Hetvesian races. We shall negotiate about those little details, but I think that's a good start. For Grand Tours, we of course need way more recovery than this, so our main stats are probably going to be a little bit on the low side, at least to start with. And we do need a better jersey. And I think this one just looks super snazzy, doesn't it? Yes, let's go for it. Oh wow, okay, that was a pretty unexpectedly good roll for the season start. As you can see, we have a race to race every month of the season if we want to, and the big mountain ones and the time trials are all open to us. But first, let's see what riders we even can have on the team while Mr. Not Peter Sagan is explaining how this all works. Let's have a quick look. Well, okay. Starting in Hetvesia has one big advantage, and that is that you do get Gerhard Seidel, who is one of the classics of the game in terms of boot camp, which is the last, which is the tutorial of the game, and he is one of the powerhouses there, and he is an actually really good rider. Also, he is a climber, which is exactly what we need because we are not. And we have a lot of mountain races to do. And then we have the pleasure to also be picking up Jan Schmidt, who also is just spawning if you are a Hetvesian team. So he is a very high potential rider. Novice, just 18 years of age, but he has so incredibly much energy already. So he's going to be one of the mainstays of our team. Welcome, good sir. I really don't like Frank Albrecht too much. He is a decent climber with lots of energy. Problem being, he can never use his energy because he has so damn low energy per turn. So It's like, yeah, you're basically empty and super slow to the point, or until the point where it matters, and then you can't do anything. So I'm not going to take Frank on board. I think I'm happy with just our 3 riders here for this first season. Maybe a Frank Albrecht, but he's expensive. He is really expensive. We could afford him. Let's see what the calendar looks like once we have signed on to all the races we want to race. So, thinking of... who's racing this? Fast Road Deliveries? Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, Channel 69 Cycling won't be harming us there. But Archon Fitness Racing, they do have some time trialists in there, and Fast Road is kind of our direct competitor. It's also postal service, kind of like UPS style. And yeah, but I think we are going to join up for the Arrow. That's a quick single event, just a pretty short-ish time trial there. And then we could go for a team time trial, but we don't have 4 riders for that. And if we took on board Frank, he would probably just be a brake on our bike instead of actually helping. The sprints, let's see if there is a mountain rating in those. Nope. Okay, well, we could try with Klaus to do a really good time trial on this one and somehow squeeze it out to the end. He has awful recovery at this point, but these races are extremely short, so I think he might be able to get through those. Alternatively, we could try and race this little tour, but that has a tough finish. I'm not sure he can survive that. And then we have an absolute no-brainer, the Weisshorn Challenge. It's this is an easier one, I would say. It's not too bad. Don't forget that we do have 1 in downhill skill, but we do not have technical skill. So those technical sectors there in the downhill won't help us, but the downhill in general would. And that is just for Klaus Fuchs, of course, while Gerhard Seidel is just good in the uphill sections. And then I think it's a no-brainer to sign on to our first tour to get a feel for it and see how bad it is all going to go, because this is tough. That is really rough terrain. The stages are reasonably short, but this is going to be rocky. Then we carry over to Waschtuk, and oh my, okay. Do you want to see absolute failure? Then we should join the Southern Alps tour. It does have 1 time trial, but it's very short. This is just way too hard for us. And look at this final stage, 450 in length, and just up and down. I think this might be a bit too hard, but I don't want to jump over it either. And then we have Chrono Ridge. Well, yeah, that is not going to be all too great for Klaus. Although he might be able to get a top 10 at that point if he has had a few level ups till then. Otherwise, we can choose the Road to Novobeskov race, which is a nice little tour. And I think that's probably the more realistic one to go for. Some longer stages there with the last one, but otherwise very doable. Also, the competition is pretty weak in this one, so I think we're going with that. Then Naubat, we have to do this, our sponsor says so. And then Lannon. Yes, the Lannon Grand Prix, also one of the tougher ones, but definitely something that our team would be capable of towards the end of the season. That's a pretty hefty schedule. Let's see how we can lay out the fitness planning. The question here is, should we even focus on the Southern Alps tour? Because our chances there are so damn low. It is a long tour for a team who has no recovery, basically. Gerhard Seidel has 2, so even in peak shape, I think that means he has 3. So, not great. The Weisshorn Classic here, the Weisshorn Challenge, seems like an easy race, but if you look who's in there, Hydrovane Power and Vista Watches, and Lannan Sports Academy, those are climbing teams. And that means that it's going to be tough going, despite this being a low-level race. But you know what? I think I'm going like this. Gerhard Seidel, our climber, is going to tackle both of these with his main fitness peak. And then he's going to focus on... this one doesn't look too bad. Or we go for the Naubat... No, not Naubat. For the Lannan Grand Prix here. Yeah, that will be good because we are also getting his negative fitness. That would result there, as you see, that he gets a plus and then a minus, just like here, a minus after the fitness peak. He gets his off-season in the off-season, which is great. And for Klaus, I think I'm going to focus on something easy and flat to start out with. He's not a tour rider yet. He's a little bit of a time trialer. This time trial is way too short for it to actually matter all too much. But I think he can hang in here and just about survive. So maybe that's the way to play it, to get some early experience and then have some more power, some more grit for the actual tours that are coming later on. Then his secondary focus could be, because he has in the first season at least so little recovery, and our sponsor wants us to focus on this one, I believe we go for the Naubat Classic. That one looks like this. Not his terrain, really, but what terrain is. So, Jan Schmidt, the rookie who has great potential and no speed, he is going to focus on something that does require a lot of staying power. Let's see how bad Vashduk is. That's not staying power. As odd as that may seem, I think I do want to put him into the Weisshorn challenge. Yeah, because he does have a lot of energy, and climbs do require a lot of energy. Now the only problem is that we don't have anyone to properly do the Vashduk race, but then again, it's not in Hetvesia. So I believe our sponsor will forgive us. Everyone is signed up for every race regardless of form. And that means, the focus is fine, expectations are perfectly fine as well. We can go on low, it doesn't really matter. But the sponsor focus is quite okay, even if we go for high. Let's do that. Gives us more cash that we don't need. And so it all starts. In humble beginnings, Gerhard Seidel, Klaus Fuchs and Jan Schmidt are forming the Altdorf Postal Services team, and the goals are tall, and we are small, and that is the usual norm at the start of the season. So there we go, season has started. Now, if we take a look here, Klaus Fuchs is up first. We have a time trial to do. Let's get into it. Some simulation of races going on first that we are not partaking in. Desert Sprint, the crown jewel of the desert. Let's see who takes it. My bet is on Timothy. I think is this tech sector there? I think maybe Tim Hartmann wins this one. Let's see. Oh, wow, double! Did they somehow launch a massive escape there towards the end? That's quite epic. Well, Bruce came in first there. He is quite good him as well. And he had, you see, this is one of the new features of 1.4, version 1.4. That is, we have the listings, the accurate listings for the fitness of these riders, so you can now see what shape they were in. They are also doing fitness planning just like your team does, so they are not cheating or anything. And this is always quite good to see. He was in top shape for this race. Wow, that's a brutal Hegenberg round. Look at his profile, cobbled climbs everywhere, and up to the finish, and super steep too. With that in mind, I think Ryan Parker would have a shot. He's a decent cobbler. Yeah, to be honest, with this participation, I don't see anyone but Ryan Parker win this one. Let's see. Yeah, very convincingly, I would say. Oh, well done, Mr. Parker, especially on a +2 fitness peak. That's big. And here we go. We are not even considered for the top 9. That is bad news bear. Alright, let's get into it and see if we maybe can make this happen regardless. That would be terrible. I hope we can make it across here at least. Indeed we can, with Klaus, there is. But not far. These guys are just way too good. Ah, damn it. Okay, let's see. Do we get to the finish in the... No, we do not. That is probably good news. So we have to go there. And Jan Schmidt does have to go there as well, even though that reduces his max attack by 1, which is very unfortunate. Gerhard Seidel, not too bad here. It's just flat and mountain, so he does get a +1 across this terrain, which, of course, Klaus Fuchs did not have. He's going to excel further down this terrain with his time trial, but hills, not his thing, really. Gerhard, though, he can get up to there. Okay, it must be possible to get a top 10 here somehow, right? Can we reach it with the next move? No, not even close. Holy. Okay, we move there then. And now, you see, Klaus is a little faster. Let's move almost to max. We still can't reach on the next one. We do have enough oomph in him to just continue on. Jan Schmidt is already spent. Like, that guy has no attack points whatsoever. He's completely useless as soon as the pace picks up. But he can grind it out. Wow, they already crossed the line there. Whoa. Okay, Klaus Fuchs goes as hard as he can. That reduces his max attack down to 5, but he also only has 5 attack points remaining, so it doesn't matter whatsoever. And we are going to go there with Gerhard, also max move. He won't have enough juice in him to make a full move on the next one. Does he even reach? He doesn't even reach! I think we made it into the top 10. Well, not with Mr. Let's Grind It Out, Jan Schmidt. But let's have a look at the ratings here. Yes. Klaus made it into the top 10 with a highly disappointing 9th place. Was that worth the fitness peak? That depends on the next month, not this one. But so far, that's a clear no. He got some XP at least. Look at that. Gerhard Seidel 18th and Jan Schmidt dead last. Overall team performance meant that we are now in. Woohoo! We are in 28th place with 20 points. Yeah, that's not great. Anyway, let's move on to the next month. But now you see, someone has got his major fitness peak. That is a lot of energy, a lot of speed, and a decent amount of attack points. So he should be able to survive this and somehow get a top 10 finish if we are careful and don't get dropped by the peloton in the super fast sprints that we are going to see. But it's such a small little prologue. There's not much time we can gain there, but also not much time we can lose there. Anyway, we need to do some scouting here first, and of course we are only going to scout in Hetvesia. What riders do we need? Kind of all of them. How about a tour rider? Kind of a Hetvesian downhill champion. Let's see, is there anyone? Downhill expert. He's ooh, he has 10 energy per turn. That is a lot. And that is actually a little too much, because it's so imbalanced. Look, unbalanced in this case. It's not imba, because he has only 67 in energy at this moment. And he's going to be spent instantly, because he can't even spend his attack points, really. Still by far the best rider on here, so let's take him. It is March. It is time for the Steinway Classic. A very cobbly finish for this one. Let's see. I think here, this one is for Tim. This one is for Tim, because Or is he in shape? No, he's not. He has a negative fitness. Oh, then I don't think it's for Tim. But he has also negative fitness. What is going on here? All right. I hazard a guess then and say that Sean Watson is going to take this one. But that's an outlier. That's would give me some good odds. No, Sean Watson came 5th. Anyway, next one, please. 3-country challenge. Whoop. There we go. Dino Lombardi warming up. Fast road. Our competitors. They crushed it in the Team Time Trial Challenge. Hills and Valley Tour, of course. Frank Washington, the downhill expert. Did he have lots of downhill? Oh, he probably crushed this one. And this one. Yeah, okay, I can see why he won this overall. And here we start out with a little prologue. Anyway, Billy King, Johnny Long, all the best names. And Altdorf Postal Services. We are currently the best team out of the bunch with 10 points in the lead. But I think that might, or that will hopefully change for the better. Wow! Someone finished this one on the first turn. Okay, we can't quite do that. Not with Jan Schmidt, at least. Can we do it with Klaus? No! Just barely not. Okay, well, that gives us a 1-turn exact timing for this one. And I don't even have to spend any points in terms of... Well, do I... Oh, I get everything back anyway, so I can equally well just go all out. So here we go, everything across the line. And that was a really quick one. We are in 10th now. But 0.03 turns behind. Alright. It will be difficult to get that time on the others, on these other stages. There are some little hills here and there. But I don't think we can... Or maybe we can mount an escape. But anyway, I think this should be reasonably simple. If we just look at this stage, then I would expect us to get to here, down at the foot of the hill, pretty simply. Just following along and saving energy. And then there's a... we need to be at the front, right at this hill. Same thing for this one. But I think we need to make sure that we do get there before the action kicks off. And this one is simpler. There's also a little kink in there, but it's very minor. Alright, let's get into it. Welcome to Dalua. It is nice and hot, isn't it? Not what Jan Schmidt likes, but he is going to be our workhorse for this tour. He has no ambitions because he's too damn slow in basically everything. So he's just going to sit there and enjoy pulling the peloton when they are not doing that themselves. Klaus Fuchs, on the other hand, is going to seek refuge in P2 and probably P3 after that. Alright, yeah, this is the first time we see the peloton. Yeah, the first 2 time trials were a little simplistic in comparison to what is awaiting us. But here, we see Gerd Seidel. Oh, he's the wrong rider for this tour, I can tell you. But he's also just going to hang in there. And that, my friends, is a very slow start. I like them taking it slow, but this would have been a prime opportunity for escapees to go away. And they did not quite take that chance. Like, landing there would have been perfect. I am going to put my 2 main riders. Gerd Seidel doesn't feel like a main rider in this. I think I'm just going to use him for duties as well. Because, well, he can't really do anything with these stats. What is he supposed to do? Sprint? Ooh, big move across that first little hill. And there we have the first casualty. Jan Schmidt. He just moved along with the bunch. He just followed them. And then the peloton decided, like, oh, we don't take this pace, mate. Out of my way. And just nuked him. And he didn't even get the option to hang in there because, well, he didn't have that much of a margin to follow along. But anyway, this is kicked off the pace nicely already, as you can see. Maybe he gets there in the end. So we have lost our first member. Oh man, they are really hammering it. Like, look at these moves. No wonder there are no escapees out there. So this is going to be a little rough. Already losing our attack points. But the real problem is, with this pace, I can't even get to the front without... Oh, no, here, there we finally have a chance. Yes, good. I wanted to say that can't even get to the front without using attack points to do so. But now there's the opportunity. And that might be the last one. Let's see if they land short on the next turn, but this is going to be rough. It's also the last turn for the peloton to have... Oh, okay, they did move short. Whew. That would have ended very badly if they jumped into the mountain there. That would have screwed us over. Anyway, so this is looking quite good. Peloton still has attack points, so they will be able to follow across the little hill here, it looks like. And the favorites have moved up to the front. Billy King? Billy King has a -1 in mountain. So that... If we just could get there... Well, Klaus Fuchs is now in a position where he no longer can be left behind in the peloton if the big guns are attacking across this hill. But Gerhard Seidel is behind him instead of in front of him, so that doesn't necessarily bode well for tactics. Do they jump? They do not. Oh, okay. And at the same time, they are momentum blocking these two downhill nodes, so no attacks can go to there. Alright, Klaus can only choose to follow. Gerhard can follow easily, and the peloton can only follow using its last attack points. That means it's basically out of the race, and a group of escapees, probably a large group, like this front bit of the peloton, will rip off and go for the finish. Okay, we are in repositioning now. And I think I want to have Gerhard in front of Klaus. Klaus is still looking quite good. I mean, he has 19 attack points left over. Not the fastest at the moment. And there you can see exactly what I thought would happen. The peloton can't go that far, so they are kind of lost here. They can only move to use their maximum number of energy points, which leads them just to the foot of the downhill, which is a very good place to land, but it's not aggressive enough for the big guns, who are all going to there. And Gerhard can follow, as well as Klaus. So we're part of the group there. Let's see if someone got left behind who wasn't supposed to be. No, this does look like all the big ones have made it. And I stand corrected already. The yellow jersey is still in the peloton. Well, that means that at least one is going to be beat today. Well, it does... Yeah, okay. These riders who are here do get 14 points of free movement for this next turn, and we do get 10. As you can see, that means an effective difference in nodes of just 1. So it's not a massive difference. But the peloton is empty. They can't use the advantages of the peloton anymore. So it's all on them to catch up then. And what do we do here? Wow, they have repositioned right behind me, those bastards. And there's still a few turns to go. But I don't want to lose position on them. So Gerhard can stay in place. Easy. But Klaus has so many attack points left over that he can reposition behind someone who is going to be tricky to beat in a sprint. Johnny Long and Ali Sultanov, I would say. Those two guys are definitely going to be hard nuts to crack with our -1 sprint ability. Oh man, this is almost tempting. That move isn't hard enough. But we are not in a position tactically to attack in this instance, because we are here with Gerhard. He could go to there, and that would just give the others draft. Like, we would get rid of these 3 riders because it would count as a proper attack, but we would just bleed out Billy and Ali and get wasted in the process. I think what we need to do is try, it might be worth it to attack with Klaus if Billy follows these 3 jokers who moved short and just get some time on those guys. That would be worth it. So let's move Gerhard to here. There they go. There they are, of course. We wouldn't even be able to... Whoa. That's almost a max move in the draft. So, yeah, these guys have some power in them that we cannot match. We can just leech onto them. So, good thing Gerhard didn't try anything, and we just stayed put. So that is the top 6 forming right there. Peloton catching the others. And now we have a sprint on our hands. Oh no. Oh no. I cannot reposition in here. Because if I do, I need 1 extra attack point. But that would use all my attack points I have for the turn, which would lower the number of attack points I have for the next turn. Which is the sprint. That's the wrong timing. So we are going to stay put. Fortunately, Omar El Masari is quite dry on attack points. And these two, Billy King is also quite dry. But Ali Sultanov is going to absolutely crush it. And we are on his wheel. So that's potentially quite good. Johnny Long will also crush us. And Marco Haas might have some issues. Okay, let's see. Oh my. They all reordered in front of me after all. Oh, I'm left. I'm left out here and can't do anything. But you know what? I don't mind because I get their time. So it does look like this. I'm just going to move there. Then I could sprint. I do get my maximum attack per turn -1 because I have a -1 in sprint. So I can spend 5 points and that gets me to the wall. That is Ali Sultanov with 4 velocity just blocking me dead. Can't pass him. He's just way too fast. So I'm just going to stay put. Or do I want to have a 3rd place? Is that worth it? There's no bonus time in this game, so... is it worth it? We're not going to win any jerseys. So I can equally well just save my attack points, recover nicely for the next stage, and make sure that I gain some time then as well. So, just skip the sprint. It's fine. Don't even try. You're gonna fail. And here, oh, that's quite nice. I'm just going to recover some energy with Gerd Seidel, who's irrelevant anyway, but he might become a decent helper in the next or the stage thereafter. I was just checking where the time limit is, and it's all the way over here. So Jan Schmidt is setting a decent pace. He can recover a little bit more. And there everyone has trundled across the line. Johnny Long wins this stage, and Klaus Fuchs came in 6th. We made 0.3 turns on some of the others there. Let's see where he is now. 5th overall. There you go. Just have to keep it up. Stay with the front group somehow and don't make mistakes in positioning so that you can grab that train. Anyway, let's see if we can continue this. Please like the video if you've made it all the way here and enjoyed the journey so far. And I shall see you guys next time.